I want to write here one interface, and that you can say this interface is father. Father has the function that is void show. As we all know, by default, the method declared in interface is public plus abstract. So the class have to follow this. One more interface is there, and that is grandmother, which has the function, and that you can say void display. You can say by default again here, that is public plus abstract. Now I have one more interface, and that interface is mother. Interface can also extend from another interface. So we can write mother extends grandmother. And here you can write one more abstract function, and that is, for example, void, that is list. So you can say this is also a public plus abstract function. Now if any class, for example class, and that is child1, which implements that mother. So if a child is implementing the mother, then child have to follow two functions. Which two function? One from the mother, that is list function, and another from the grandmother, and that is, you can say, display function. So this child one have to write the two functions. Which two function? Public void, that is, you can say, display from grandmother, and public void list from, you can say, that is mother. If you are implementing this, then you will not get an error. Let me cut this. Let me save this. Here you can just compile your code, that is interface demo2.java. You will get an error. And which error? Child is not abstract class and does not override the list function of the mother. Let me write here, that is the list function of the mother. So I don't want to write the display function. If I'm cutting this, if I'm recompiling this, then I will get an error. The child has not override the function that is display in grandmother. So child have to override both the function. If child is overriding both the function, then here I will not get an error. One thing. Second, here you can look carefully. One interface can extend from another interface. As well as here you can also do like this. The class child2 is there, which implements father and grandmother. So which two functions this child have to implement? This child have to implement the two function, that is one from the father, that is a show. So child have to write here, that is public void show. One. Second function that child have to override, that is public void display. Why? Because display function is available in grandmother. If you write like this, then you will not get an error. But if you are not implementing this, then you will get an error. And the error will be what? The child has not override the function so of the father. If child is overriding the so function of the father, then also you will get an error. And the error will be what? Child has not override the function display of the grandmother. So child have to override the display function of the grandmother also. If you write like this, then you will not get any error over here. Now I have one more child, and that is child number 3, which implements father and mother. So child 3 is implementing the two interface. One is father and another is mother. So which function this child 3 have to implement? This child 3 have to implement the so function of the father. So if you write like this, then you will get an error, that is what? This child has not override the so function of the father. So this child have to override the so function of the father. If you are writing like this, then you will get an error again, and that will be what? This child has not override the list function of the mother. So if you write here, that is public void list, then also you will get an error, and that is what? This child has not override the display of the grandmother. This class is not implementing the grandmother. then also you are getting an error. Why? Because mother is extending from grandmother. So you have to write the function, and that is a display function over here. Why? Because you are following the mother and mother is following the grandmother. So this child have to override the function, and that is, you can say, public void, and that is display. If you are writing display, then it's okay. Here you will not get any error. So interface can be extended from another interface also. Some people says that, sir, I want to use both the keyword, that is extends and implements both. Is it possible? Yes, definitely it is possible. For example, I have one class and that is mama, right? Child 1 is extending from mama. So here you can write child 1 extends mama, implements mother, right? So here you cannot write comma separated class. In short, you can say class is extending from class. Class can implements the interface, and interface can also extend from the another interface. That you can do over here. Let me write the same thing on the paper. So here we can conclude with what? That a class which can extends from one class at a time. So class can extends one class at a time. Every class has a superclass. If you are not writing extends, then by default object class is the superclass of every class. You can write that. Suppose if you want to implement the multiple interface, then you can say class can implements interface. So multiple interface you can implement. Here comma separated you can write. Here you cannot write comma separated. So you can say class is extends from another class. Class can implements the interface, and you can also say that interface is also extends from another interface. So this is the possibility. Class can extend only one class at a time. Class can implement more than one interface at a time. Interface can extend from another interface.